According to New Poland, they trying to run it back. Does that mean Gavin Newsom does not have a chance to run for president this next time? Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling today? What's up? Make sure to hit that like button. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff. What's up, Grandma Joy? What's up, Ray? How you doing? What's up, everybody? Oh, man, it is almost time for Thanksgiving. I went shopping yesterday. Did you guys already go shopping and everything like that? I don't really do turkey. That's never like really been my thing. I picked up a ham though. Like ham is one of the pork that I'll eat. And only on like special occasions like that because I hate like pork chops and all the other cuts of pork. Well, ham and bacon. Let me stop lying. Ham and bacon. But anyway, what's up, Smooth? How you doing? Thank you for being here. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the conversation without further ado. So it's not that I was taking a step away from politics or anything like that. It was for me personally. Um, I was all like, okay, what message do I want to portray or what message do I want to get through to the people? Because I think for some of us, particularly black people, we were all like, we over this shit. F the system, let it all burn down, let it crash down, let it all just burn to the ground, right? We was kind of over it. And the whenever it's a presidential year, it's always exhausting. Like you always need a break. And so everybody needed a break. But I think also too, it was a lot of disappointment with the way things went. And it was just all like, let the whole system burn down. Fuck it. Let it burn down, right? Um, Let me read Smooth's comment. I guess if Trump and his courts don't do away with the voting, Harrison will have to duke it out. Depending on how it goes. Now, I will say this. I hope the country doesn't fall and burn down because it's going to be a rough for a lot of us. We don't want 2008. 2008 was a rough year. It was a rough year for a lot of us. And mind you, I had just graduated high school, so I was broke anyway. But a lot of people lost their homes, jobs, cars. A lot of divorces happen. Money leads into people getting a divorce, unfortunately. Um, a lot of people lost a lot of their livelihood. And hopefully we don't go back into that time. I hope not. Definitely. Um, you want, no matter who is the president, you want the country to still thrive. You don't want the country to go down. Like, you don't want that. But moving on from that, but based on how the next 4 years go, we'll know what ends up happening. Well, there's this new poll. I believe the company is called Echelon. It's Puck and Echelon. And they have a poll showing that Harris is in the lead for 2028. And now, at first, I was all like, interesting. Then I was all like, I'm worried. And then I was all like, well, hell. Shit, why not at this point? That's what I was kind of thinking. Like, hell, well, why not at this point? So here's the polling they have. Again, these are just random people they're polling. Do we trust polls? No, we don't. Usually polls go by name recognition. So as you see, Harris is at 41%, and she leads the pack. Like, nobody has double digits. Except the unsure, the 16% that says unsure, that's double digits. But other than that, everybody is a single digit. She's even a polling ahead Gavin Newsom. And I think this is the struggle too. Besides that she lost this last election, I think also too, we want to think that we live in this post-racial world where everybody doesn't care about the color of your skin, the gender, nobody cares. And I know a lot of people say, well, no, I don't think anything had to do with her race or her gender. However, they made her race and her gender a thing. She did not. She did not. When they would ask her questions, she would try to avoid all of that. And I get why she was, because basically, just because she's a woman of color and she's a woman, yeah, they're going to tie her into being woke. And speaking of woke, that kind of leads me into why the election went the way it was. And I'm gonna be blunt. I think white people are having an uprising. And what I mean by that is that they're tired of feeling like they're oppressed. Yes, white people are tired of feeling oppressed. And they feel like, okay, well, we're tired of this wokeness, this politically correctness. We're tired of these DEI. You've been hearing DEIs, even though white women are the leaders of DEI. They're tired of affirmative action. They got rid of that, which benefited legacy and white women. But I digress. People don't even know their best interests, right? But on top of that, it's been this whole culture war where they feel like they can't be white, or it's bad to be white. And they're telling you this reverse racism shit. And so that culture war bled into the election. I do believe that. It's like I'm tired of this PC culture. I'm tired of having to hold my tongue. Basically, what all that means is I want to be able to be racist. That's what that translates to. What's up, Death God? What's up, Priscilla? That leads into I just want to be racist. That's what that translates to when they talk about DEI, affirmative action, anything that has to do with wokeness. They're tired of being politically correct. They want to be able to be their nasty selves. And again, I'm not blanketing all white people, but there's a majority that feels that way. No lies detected. Right, Veronica. We've seen the culture. The outcome of the election was going to happen when I got a chance to really sit back and look at it. I was all like, oh yeah, this was definitely not a backlash, a white lash. And then I do feel that there are people who said, oh, everything was better under Trump and all this other stuff. Here's my thing. I always hear. Do y'all put a one in the chat if you hear this? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. Put a one if you guys hear this. Oh man, I was making so much money under Trump, and so when they say that, are you saying that you lost money? Are you saying that all your money depleted when Biden got into the White House? Like, what does that mean? You got so much money under Trump? Like, nobody has been able to actually define that. Like, what does that mean? You got so much more money? Like, because wages didn't really go up under Trump. Jobs were created, but Biden actually created more jobs. Now, they always like to say this. They always like to say, oh, well, Biden only got the jobs that Trump had lost during the COVID. No, the recovery of those jobs that were lost during COVID was, well, I'll just say COVID. So you guys know COVID, uh, Trump already started getting back those jobs in May. So March and April, yeah, there was jobs lost, but in May it started to recover where jobs started, picking back up and stuff like that. So it's inaccurate to say that Biden only got the jobs that Trump lost. No, that's not true. He created more, but I always wonder what does that mean, and then they go like, "Oh, well, unemployment was lower." No, it was actually, especially when they talk about black unemployment, it was actually lower than Biden with Biden. And again, with Trump, that was just a trend of what Obama had already did. And I think, and I heard Obama say it, but I think also too, it was very important that they should have stressed that, like, oh well, Biden, look, Trump inherited a good economy. That was very important to stress that, but they didn't do that. I only heard Obama say that one time. We had Trump jobs during the times they were and are trash. Yeah, like that's why I'm all like, I don't get like because it also okay. So the price of eggs and stuff like that. I haven't seen nobody say, "Oh damn, I can." Now I ain't gonna lie, the price of eggs are expensive, right? But I haven't heard anybody all like, "Damn, I can't buy eggs this week." No, you still buy them. Just like gas, gas has gone up, but you literally don't say like, "Oh, I can't drive anywhere because I don't have any gas." You put in your last $2.50 in your gas tank just to make it, just like we always been. Oh, I can't afford to buy a house. The housing is expensive. Y'all, the housing has been expensive within the last 8 years. I'm all like, where have y'all been sleeping? Huh? And I have not heard Trump say he was going to create more housing or get the housing cheaper. Kamala Harris did. So people are literally listening, and shout out to everybody coming in the room, hit the like button. People are literally listening to whatever they want to. They're not doing their research. And I will say this even further. It's not people's job to do the research. It's not. Believe it or not, it's not people's job to do the research. That's all with the Democratic messaging, which we've been talking about that for years with the messaging. For example, defund the police. Now, defund the police, everybody automatically thought, oh, that meant get rid of all the police and they're going to lose their jobs and we're not going to have any more police. No, that was targeting the militarization of the police and using military weapons like tanks and shit on civilians. Take that funding and put it for resources. Like here in Oakland, there I forgot what the name of it is, and I wonder. A shout out to Princess. I think you guys have something similar to this, but like, say if somebody's having like a mental health breakdown, they'll send like another team there first, and then they'll send the police. But it's like a special task force that deals with it first. If it's like some kind of mental health. Hopefully, Princess is still here. I believe Chicago has it. I know New York has it too, as well, if anybody's in New York. But there's a special task force. I forgot what the name of it is. I'll tell you guys after the show. I'll put like a news article. Um, Say it again. I don't think they heard. you know. Oh, is that what it's called? Thank you, son. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's called something like that. But it's a longer name. But I think that's the abbreviation. I just don't know what it means, though. But anyway, they send out that team first, and then to deal with certain situations. So there has been changes, and so again, it wasn't explained because it doesn't sound as sexy as build a wall and all these immigrants are taking your jobs and taking your homes and all this other stuff. Um, I think also too, I didn't realize how much Hispanic people and Latinos hate each other. You know, I didn't realize, and I mean, I did realize this. I will say this. I realized that certain other races, especially Latinos, it's easy for them to assimilate into white culture and white spaces. I understood that. I'm not saying that. But I didn't realize how much they didn't like each other. And the reason why I'm saying that, and I'm gonna do a video on this specifically, but they're under the impression that, oh yeah, we have to get rid of all these immigrants because they're committing crimes, they're Ring everybody, they're doing this and that. But if you look at the statistics, it's not the immigrants. Like the number is doesn't align to what's going on. Yeah, you should come through the border legally, right? We all agree on that. We're not confused on that, right? But if it's to fear monger and say you have all these illegals taking all the jobs and doing all of this, it's not true. Statistically, it's not true. Just like I don't think we're having this honest conversation when we say certain things like, "Oh, well, the immigrants are getting all these government assistance and all that stuff," right? Well, one thing, they're not allowed to work when they come in the country. They actually have to wait to even work while they're going through the process. But two, I think we're under the impression like, okay, say Trump rounds up all the illegal immigrants, right? He rounds them all up, ship them back, right? I think people are under the impression that, oh, that means we're going to have more money. They're going to give us more housing, more food stamps. They're like people are under the impression that they're going to give us more money if they get them all out of here, and it's not. It's not. There's a separate category for each government-funded program. Like what we get for housing, that's under HUD, right? What we get for food stamps, that's a different department, and then what they deal with for undocumented immigrants, that's a separate bank. They're not going to take the funding from a different. No, they. I'm not going to say they don't do that. Obviously, with FEMA, they take money from different places, but they're not going to give us the fucking money. I don't think we realize they're not going to give us the money. They're not going to give us the money. I like they're not gonna give it to us. And I think somebody should have been clear about that. And maybe I should have made a point to say that. I mean, my channel only goes so far, but um, yeah, if they get rid of all of them, it's not gonna. Oh, all of a sudden it's gonna give us money and we're gonna get the. No, we're not. No, not at all. And like I said, with the numbers, all the crimes committed. If you take the number, like they're not committing that many crimes. No, it's not statistically. It's not they're committing the most. Now, should the people committing crimes be deported? Oh, obviously, that's without a question. Of course, but again, what Republicans, and I don't even like to say Republicans, white people, because let's just call it what it is. White people are great at making other minorities fight each other. Just like with the affirmative action. You know how they got rid of affirmative action for the college? Well, the white people was all like, hey, Asians, you can't get into school because you got all these black people, right? All these black people, all these brown people getting into these colleges when you deserve to be in these colleges. So they had that whole lawsuit, and the Supreme Court overturned affirmative action, even though it benefited white women, right? They overturned that, right? So then you look at the numbers now, and the Asians aren't getting into the schools still. What's going on is that they didn't realize the legacy, like all the people who have parents that already went to the school and already who donated libraries and all this money, they're getting into the schools. The Asians are still not getting into the school. And so now fast forward, and that was just a couple of years ago. Fast forward to now, it's the immigrants, and we know they're not talking about the Europeans. We know they're not talking about the Europeans. They're talking about the colors when they talk about immigrants. Mostly, everybody thinks that all the immigrants are Mexican. They're actually from all over. But again, they make it like, okay, well, it's this particular group and this and that, and yeah, they're great at doing it. At this point, it's like when black people tell you something, you should probably listen. You should probably listen. And it gets to this conversation about um, the Rainbow Coalition. Now, a lot of times when people hear Coalition, no, that's been a term. Everybody thinks it has something to do with the gay community. No, it's not that. The Rainbow Coalition was basically all minorities, everybody coming together to fight for our rights, fight for justice. Like that's what the Rainbow Coalition was originally for. Um, but now I don't think we have that. I don't think there is one. I think we were under the impression, um, the people of color, the POC. I don't like using that word. I don't like using people of color. I'm not a person of color. I'm black. Because obviously we all don't think alike. But you have the POC wanting to use the N word, but when it's time to be an N word, they don't want to be a. Let me know if I'm going too deep right now. Let me know if I'm going too deep. Let me know if it's too deep. And so again, like I say, you have people just frustrated and all like, you know what? Just F this system. Let it all burn. If y'all want it to burn, let it all burn. Let it all burn. You know? Y'all want the system to crash and burn down? Let it burn. It is what it is. What's up, Jackie? But yeah, let it burn down. Jackie, yeah. Thank you, Angie. Y'all coming with the history. There we go. No, you're good just at the epidermis. um, and, and, and here's the thing. I know personally that not everybody is so anti-black, but sometimes you can't help but to feel that way. You feel that the world is just so anti-black and they hate us. You can't help but to feel that way sometimes. And so because of that, you do have some kind of resentment when you're all like, here we are saying, free Palestine and, talking about Palestine and how, the travesty happening over there. But then you have creators, and mind you, it's not the actual Palestinians from Palestine that were saying don't vote. It's these people who feel like they have some kind of moral compass, all like, oh, Genocide Joe, oh, Kamala supports genocide. All right, well, you're going to have fun because I don't know if y'all seen that clip of Marco Rubio where he was all like, quote this, we're going to go ahead and get rid of Palestine. Listen, I don't know if I can find that clip real quick. But it told you everything that you needed to know. And they were like, and he said, "Are you recording me? Hold on, let me see. I should have had that ready." Uh, Marco Rubio. Let me see. Do I have that clip? Oh, here we go. I think this is it right here.
No, I will not. On the contrary. Are you filming it? I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes. And I hope you guys post that.
And what about the civilians that are being killed every day?
Hamas should stop hiding behind civilians, putting civilians in the way. Hamas knew that this was going to lead to this. Hamas should stop building their military installations underneath hospitals.
So you don't care that 15,000 have died? You don't care about the babies that are being killed every day?
Horrifying. I think it's terrible, and I think Hamas is 100% to blame. That's what I think. Make sure you post that, please.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's who's going to be working inside the White House. I don't think people realize it's easier to work within than from outside. How can you hate from outside the club when you can't even get in? And now those people are like, Trump promised us that he was going to end this war. Oh yeah, he gonna end it all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. When his son Jared Kushner said they were going to they should just obliterate Gaza and open up beachfront property. Oh yeah, that's what I think what he means by end the war. Don't worry. Because what you guys don't know is that there's a part of Palestine in the West Bank, which is not connected to that little strip that you guys see. There's the West Bank around Jerusalem. They're already listen. I'm not saying that I don't care or I don't give a damn, but when people say "F your vote for Jill Stein," where's Jill Stein? Don't vote for Genocide Joe, and now everybody's crying like, Joe Biden, you have to do something. No, y'all gave him his 2 weeks notice. I'm out of here. I ain't doing shit. Goodbye. It is what it is now. I don't care. And speaking of 2 weeks, people are upset that Kamala is on vacation right now. She's currently in Hawaii. I don't know if you guys know that, but she's currently in Hawaii. People are mad that she's on vacation. They all like, well, damn, she was on vacation for 4 years. Now that she ran for president, she on vacation. Well, I don't blame her for being on vacation. Like, yeah, y'all already said I'm not going to be president. Like, what more do you want me to do? Y'all got Joe Biden. Hell, she ran a campaign in 107 days, no sleep, on the plane, flying here and there, rallying all around. She deserves a vacation. I ain't mad at it. Did anybody say when Trump was at the golf course? Trump was chilling at the golf course all the time. If she want to take a vacation with her family and chill, she deserves it. You know? She deserves it. Now, back to the polling. So, as you guys know, she's polling ahead of Gavin Newsom. Again, this is just a poll. This ain't to say, like, okay, yeah, she is running in 2028. The reason why I kind of wanted to talk about all that other stuff is because it's important and it played a factor into the reason why she lost. It would be different to see how she runs without having to defend Joe Biden or run a Joe Biden campaign, because that's what it was. It was a Joe Biden campaign. Um, a lot of people talk about, well, no, she had her own staffers. They hired new people. The thing is that the senior Biden campaign staff people, they were still there. The Biden loyalists, they were still there. They didn't leave, you guys. Now they added more people because yeah, that's what you typically do when you have a campaign. You add more people, right? But they didn't fire Biden's whole team. They kept them all. And I'm pretty sure that was a condition, like, hey, you got to keep my same people. You got to go with my platform, blah, blah, blah. Um, the lady literally had to run a handicapped campaign. Now, I will say this. It honestly, even though she did lose, it did excite people again. Like, I feel when Kamala joined the race, like, it really did excite people. Um, Even if it was, oh, I hate this lady, or hey, I like this lady, it did excite people because for the longest time, we were all like, damn, we got Biden and Trump again. Like, oh, God, this is horrible. Like, nobody was caring. And I think when she joined the race, it made people care because it was like, okay, this is something new. All right, we ain't got no choice. We got to rock with it. So that's how it was. So I do feel like her jumping into the race, it did get people excited. I just don't know how people are going to feel in 2028. Let me tell you this: the who's number one in the Republican nominee is JD Vance, the couch fucker, allegedly. Um, so, and by the way, that's just a rumor that he be humping on couches, by the way. But anyway, he's the number one, the VP pick, which we haven't seen JD Vance since the election. Like, you won and you ain't nowhere to be found. And we barely hear from Trump, which is surprising because last time when he won, he was doing rallies and everything. So again, and I think that's why people are all like, something just feels off about this election because why is he so quiet? But then again, maybe he's quiet because he's making moves and we just don't know or see it. You know, I felt the mainstream media wanted her to throw Biden under the bus. Yeah, definitely. They wanted her to throw. And again, one, okay, well, you're a part of the administration, so you can't necessarily throw him under the bus. And two, if you're using his staffers, then they're not going to want you to throw him under the bus. Like, it was hard. It was hard for her to draw that distinguish between her and Biden, even though, everybody, and here's the thing too. Everybody was all like, well, she's been in the White House. How come she ain't doing nothing? She's the VP. And I think now people get it. They understand that a VP is just a VP. Like, they don't make policy and stuff like that. They're literally there for backup for the president. And so with that being said, like, everybody, like, huh? Like, what are y'all talking about? She can't sign no executive orders, you know? What I do think is smart, I don't know if you guys heard, but they passed through, I believe it was it's like I want to say like 60 judges, and about 39 of them are black women on the courts. They're pushing them through in Congress. Biden appointing judges. Hold on, let me get the actual facts. Sorry. Does it say the number in here? It's a lot. I forgot where I seen the clip, but it's a lot of judges that they're putting through. They're trying to just hurry up and put judges through because, I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to need somebody. They're going to need to put things in place so um, Trump is not able to do whatever he wants to do. Because I don't think people realize so the executive branch, the president, then the judicial, which is the Supreme Court, but then he got the House and the Senate. He literally has everything. And who's going to check him? There's nobody there to check him. There's nobody there to check him. There's not. They don't, they talk about Democrats are weak, which is true. But also, Republicans are weak too. They're going to bend the knee. They are. They're going to bend the knee and do whatever he wants. And that Elon Musk, I promise you, like I've already said, that relationship with Elon Musk, I promise you, that is going to crumble. And then we're really going to know what really went down and what happened. Once that relationship crumbles, oh yeah, it's going to be a mud slinging contest or a shit slinging contest, to tell you the truth. Now I want to say this before I wrap up. With Gavin Newsom, um, Gavin Newsom is more of our governor because this is the only choice that we have. Gavin Newsom has pissed off a lot of people, and we see that he's already trying to run for president. Especially after the election, he was all like, yeah, I'm going to have a meeting with people and try to put things into place so Trump can't mess with California. The reason why he did all that is because he's already lining up that he's running for president. He wants to have this battle that he's going to take on Trump, even though it won't be Trump, that he can take him on and that he's brave and all this other shit, right? That's what he wants to show the people. So he's already lining himself up. But if we're still in this place of we don't want we want everybody to be center, and what I mean by that is politically in the center and not somebody on the extreme, he's going to have a hard time trying to get in there and be the nominee. And especially if Kamala ends up running, it's going to be a split between the two. Now, I will say this. Bernie Sanders is somebody to look out for. Bernie Sanders, he's teasing, like creating this third party to think of the working class and all this other stuff. Bernie is going to be the new RFK Jr. on the left. I promise you that. He's going to be the new RFK Jr. So we'll see how that goes. So be leery of that, but you heard it here first. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Be safe out there. I was just trying to educate y'all and let y'all know what's going on. We'll see what happens. We got some years to go. This man ain't even in office yet, and it already feels exhausting. We'll get through it though. Love y'all. We out of here. Deuces.